Hello and welcome back to my channel, and in today's review we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers masterpiece MP20 Plus Wheeljack. If you are in the market for picking one of these figures up, then I definitely recommend that you should check out Showzy's store, and for that there will be links down in the description box below. And here we have Wheeljack as he comes packaged in his vehicle mode. Now to begin with, this review will be more of an initial, rather chilled out review than my normal review. As this figure has been out for quite some time now, I thought that it would be nice to give a slightly different approach to a review. So I've literally just cracked this figure out of the packaging. I've transformed it once to robot mode and then once back to vehicle mode, and I've got to say that I'm absolutely astonished with this masterpiece line that focuses on the Generation 1 cartoon. Now taking a quick look at the packaging, I do believe that as this is the MP20 Plus, this is the more cartoon accurate version than as opposed to the previous MP20 version which was released that was more of a toy accurate version, and I'm so glad that I've waited and pulled the trigger now for this cartoon accurate version, as I only want the most accurate representations of my characters, how they actually appeared in the shows or movies that they appeared in. As you can see from the packaging, we've got an awesome image of the figure in his robot mode as well as his vehicle mode. Now one thing you'll notice is that the promotional image does actually have the side view mirrors implemented into it. I've opted not to plug them on for this review as I don't necessarily want to be faffing around with cutting the small little side view mirrors off of the little model kit piece that it comes with. So for now it's just going to stay like that, but here we can see that it is in fact a licensed, I believe this is a Lancia, and we've got the Transformers 35th anniversary logo. You can see there is a Lancia Stratos Turbo, and we've got the Takara Tomy logo at the bottom. The side of the packaging has a really awesome image of Wheeljack with his immobilizer, and then on the back of the packaging we've got some fantastic product shots of the figure in his vehicle mode, robot mode, as well as some of the accessories he comes with. As you can see here, we have him next to the MP Ironhide and Bumblebee, and I have actually pre-ordered the new MP Bumblebee, so I won't be picking up this older version. I will be in fact getting the much more cartoon accurate version, and I've still got to pick myself up an MP Ironhide. Now taking a look at the figure himself, this is an absolute awesome looking vehicle mode. It is very retro in its design, and I think that it is absolutely phenomenal. I love this section at the back. I think that it's just so detailed, and you honestly wouldn't believe that this actually transformed. This does appear to be a model car, and you would honestly be forgiven for thinking that this wouldn't be able to convert. As you can see, I love the clear blue plastic that they've used for the front windscreen. We've got a fantastic Autobot insignia. I love the subtle elements of green going throughout the figure as well, and he has been painted impeccably well. When you flip him on from the underside, once again his cohesiveness and his overall ability to disguise is further accentuated, as you honestly cannot pick out any robot mode components on this vehicle whatsoever. This is a fantastic vehicle mode and also rolls exceptionally well. Now I did actually think that this MP line that is based on the Generation 1 cartoon were all supposed to have rubber wheels. As far as I'm concerned, these are all plastic, so perhaps it's just the larger characters, but nevertheless I think that this looks awesome. And taking a look at some of his accessories, here is what I believe is his immobilizer, and this too has been detailed incredibly well. It does actually come packaged in a few separate components, and this here is in fact a display base, so if you do give it to the figure you can of course remove that, but I actually think that the display base is really awesome as well, and I love how it's not just a standard bland transparent clear plastic. It does in fact have a blue tint. And then finally we've got Wheeljack's blaster, which has been decked out in a super nice silver paint and really does look phenomenal. Now for a comparison, bringing out the amazing MP44 Optimus Prime. Unfortunately I wasn't able to show any kind of MP comparison with this Optimus in that review, as I never had any of these smaller MP figures, but as you can see I think that Wheeljack scales magnificently with this MP44 Optimus, and to think that this actually matches the same style as the MP44. Of course you can store Wheeljack within the trailer itself, so just spinning the trailer around you can insert him in via the back entrance, so you can just literally plug him in just like so and then seal the doors, and then in order to see him you can just open up just like so, just so you can kind of get a sense of scale of how big the figure is. He does in fact store within the MP44 trailer. Now as I stated, this isn't my usual type of review considering how long this figure has been in fact out, so I'll very briefly go through the transformation and then we'll take a detailed look and give some of my first initial thoughts on Wheeljack's robot mode. And here we have the MP20 Plus Wheeljack in his robot mode, looking absolutely amazing. This MP figure completely blew me away. The robot mode is fantastic, as well as the vehicle mode, and I actually found the transformation for a masterpiece figure extremely enjoyable. Now, before I begin getting into the nooks and crannies of this figure, I do have one criticism, and that is quality control on Takara. And this figure actually arrived with a massive scuff on his faceplate. Now, to some it may not be too noticeable, but to me I do definitely see it, and it is something that does bother me ever so slightly. I will probably try and find a paint match for this and just give that a slight touch up, so it is repairable in some regards, but it really shouldn't arrive with a scuff. Now, taking a look at the figure, as you can see, I think that he tidies up incredibly well and is so show accurate to what we see in that original Gen 1 cartoon. Now, there was one accessory that I did forget to show, and that was, of course, Wheeljack's shoulder cannon. This can be plugged onto either of his shoulders. However, I tend to like keeping it on this one, and it is an extremely tight grip and snaps into place just like so. As I stated, he also comes with a pistol, so opening the palm of his hand and taking the small pistol weapon and just inserting it into his hand just like so. But with that in place, I think that he looks absolutely incredible. This really is a fantastic looking MP figure. Everyone was telling me that this was by far one of the best MP figures that Takara had come out with, and I didn't really understand the hype until I had him in person. The paint scheme really pops as well. I love how vibrant the shade of white is that they've used. It's not off-white, it's not a yellow colour, it is just pure vibrant white. Once again, I love the colour of the front screen of Wheeljack, as well as the subtle green and red highlights throughout the robot mode. I think that the overall proportions of this figure are also exceptionally well done, especially for a cartoon animated figure that debuted in the 80s. I think that Takara have done a fantastic job in taking the design, giving it a fantastic alt form, a great transformation, and a very authentic, accurate looking robot mode. Now, of course, as I stated earlier, the figure does come with his immobilizer, and once again, you can sort of implement it into the figure's hand. It doesn't really hold too well. You more or less just have to open the palm out as wide as you possibly can, and then insert that in, and then just wrap the fingers around. And there we have Wheeljack utilizing all of his accessories, and I think that he looks absolutely incredible. So if you haven't guessed already by this rather short review, I think that this figure really is something special to behold. His articulation too is also really well done. Just giving that a quick once over. The head is on a swivel joint, so it can look left and right, as well as down and up on a hinge joint. There is a 360-degree rotation at the waist, 360 at the arms. They can hinge outwards that far. There is also a 360 rotation at the bicep. There is a 90-degree bend at the elbow. The fingers can, of course, grasp forward and backwards, and they also have a 360 wrist swivel. The legs can kick forward that far, as well as back about that far. They can do the splits to about that degree. There is also a rotation just above the thigh. There is a 90-degree bend at the knee, and then finally the feet can pivot forwards and backwards, as well as left to right. So fantastic articulation, great looking robot mode, great looking vehicle mode, great transformation. There really isn't anything that I think they could have improved upon with this figure. I have actually seen in-hand images and reviews of the original MP18, and for me at least, this is definitely my preferred look for Wheeljack. So with all that being said, if this is a figure that you are still interested in picking up, then I definitely recommend that you should check out Showzi's store, and for that there will be links down in the description box below. I hope that you enjoyed this very more relaxed review, and if you did, please let me know down in the comment section. Thanks for watching.